How's everybody doing tonight? Chris, part of the GAC podcast, and I'm here with my man Blockbuster Ben. He'll explain a little bit later about how he got that nickname.
Yeah.
So, just real quick, anybody that knows me on a personal level knows that I had a love for cinema. And you know my man Blockbuster Ben, you get a name like that, you have to love cinema. So I was talking to him, and we decided we're going to do movie reviews. So,
Movie reviews from regular guys, not the stuff that you get in the magazines and the critics online that went to film school, studied all that art and stuff. That's not us. We're just going to give you our opinions. Take it or leave it. That's how we feel. Quick backstory on me for those that don't know me. Straight out of high school, I wanted nothing more than to work at Blockbuster, and I did get that job. And I showed up to a party one night, New Year's Eve party, with my uniform or polo shirt still on with my name tag. Tried to keep it covered, but it got hot in the apartment, so I took the jacket off. Somebody screamed, "It's Blockbuster Ben," and that's been it ever since. So it's stuck, and that's
I was kind of hoping it was related to your love of movies, but I guess in some way it is.
In a way it is. In a way it is. Yeah.
So yeah, everyone still calls him Blockbuster Ben.
Mm-hmm.
A little insight on this. We're trying to come up with a name for it. I think we got one. So welcome to the first episode of
Real Life Movie Talk. Real with two E's, in case you were confused. A little bit of a pun for you guys out there.
Yeah. It's wonderful. So we are going to discuss movies. Like you said, movie talk. We're going to talk topics, different opinions. I know this by talking to him. We have very different opinions on a lot of movies. So I think it should make for interesting conversation, if nothing else. I don't like when Ebert gives a thumb up. Roper always gives a thumbs up. It's always Ebert and Roper, 2 thumbs up. Like, disagree, you're allowed to disagree.
Yeah.
We're going to go into some pretty deep depth about the movies, whether we recommend them or not, and just an overall general overview of what we think. So, hope you guys enjoy as much as we do. The first thing I want to get into, just so you get to know us a little better, top 5 favorite movies. Do you have your top 5?
Yep, so my all-time favorite movie is Heat from 1995. It has been for the longest time. And then some of my other favorites, I got Avengers Endgame, Casino Royale, Superbad, and Gone Baby Gone. Those are just to give you a little bit of my taste.
I think people are going to say, if they're your favorite, how come you had to read them off of a piece of paper?
They might say that. I just wanted to make sure I had the right ones.
Now I'm reading mine now.
Yeah.
So, in no particular order, top 5, I've got Tombstone, The Dark Knight, Avengers Infinity War, Shawshank Redemption, and 300. And
all deserving of those.
Yeah, in my opinion,
spots.
I mean, those are movies, anytime they're on, I'm going to watch them.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about the backstory of where we are coming from with this movie perspective. To Ben's point, and I met Ben a few years ago, but I really knew his love for movies. He invited me to this, was it Oscars, like, fantasy party?
Oh, yeah, a little Oscar party that I do with a couple friends of ours. Yeah, we get together every year for the Oscars. We try to watch at least all 10 Best Picture nominees before the awards.
Okay.
And I print out a ballot online. We fill it out with who we think is going to win. Everybody puts up a little bit of money, and I have a scoring system. And whoever has the highest score gets the pot. It's pretty simple.
It was a good time.
It's
a lot of
fun.
Yeah. You're invested in watching the movies and then picking what you think should win. So while you're watching it adds a little entertainment to the Oscars because you have vested interest in who gets selected, which is kind of cool. I gotta be honest though, if it's nominated for an Oscar, I probably don't like it. To me, those movies, to Ben's point earlier, those movies come off as boring and just an overall hard watch for me. So.
And that's one of the first areas where we're going to disagree.
Right, absolutely. But when he says real guy talk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm fucking the name up. Real
life
movie talk. Sorry. So when he talks real life, I think of the things I would want to watch on a daily basis, not that ponied up political show they call Oscar nominated movies.
Some of them are really good. There are some though that are just like, there's a reason this was nominated, and it's not because of the content in the movie, or the quality of the movie, I should say. It's more about the message behind the movie most of the time. Not sometimes, not all the time.
Fair enough.
In my opinion. My humble
Hey,
opinion.
so when we get to one of those movies, we'll discuss it in detail. Another thing we're working on, I'll figure out how to edit this onto the screen for anyone watching. Since we're doing this on a weekly basis now, I've always wanted to know what the best Marvel Studios movie was out of the 22 in the lineup, the ones that correlate with the Avengers. So I printed a paper. It's got all 22 movies on it, and it has a scoring sheet at the bottom for how I would like you to rate it. If anyone's interested, let us know. We will get you the sheet. Fill out every movie. I only want you to fill it out if you've seen all of the movies. So put your score on all of them. I'm hoping to get at least 50 to 100 back. I'm going to tally all of the scores, and then we'll have a ranking system on which one came in first. I mean, I know which one's going to come in first because I'm never wrong. But it's going to be fun. I already filled it out. I've got an 11-year-old from a woman I work with. He's gonna fill it out. I had a 60-year-old man fill it out today. So it's going to be a huge demographic, and it's going to really pick the perspective of everybody. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be good. And you said that'll be a full episode on the
podcast. Yep.
Podcast.
We'll reveal that on the actual podcast. But I'm excited about that for sure.
For sure.
So you want to tell them a little bit about the movie we decided to review this week?
Okay, so our first review is going to be of the Peanut Butter Falcon. It came out within the last year. It stars Shia LaBeouf, Dakota Johnson, and a newcomer named Zach Gottsagen. I believe that's how you say it. It's his first movie ever. He's a very, very special case because, as far as I know, I've never watched a movie before with an actor that has Down syndrome, and he has Down syndrome, and it took the movie to a whole nother level for me.
What's that movie Johnny Knoxville did?
Did you say Johnny Knoxville?
Okay, I'm sorry. He did one. He did one with the Special Olympics. I think they also had.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but so for
special
me,
needs actors in it.
And that's cool. And, are you talking about The Ringer?
The Ringer.
Okay.
But that was a comedy, and he kind of exploited them.
Yeah,
that's a bad example.
Yeah. So this movie, The Peanut Butter Falcon, is about. It has three main characters. You have, like I said, Shia LaBeouf, Zach Gottsagen, and Dakota Johnson. Zach is played by Zach Gottsagen. He's a ward of the state. He's in a family run. His family left him.
Yes,
he's in a state-run nursing home.
Right.
So everyone around him is old. He's the youngest guy there. He doesn't feel like he belongs there. He doesn't understand why he's there, and he wants to escape. His dream is to become a professional wrestler, and he wants to travel down to this wrestling school in Aden, North Carolina, to meet the saltwater redneck, his hero. Right. The movie's set in the Outer Banks, by the way. So then you have Eleanor, who's played by Dakota Johnson. She is his caretaker, and she has a great affinity for Zach. She really cares for him.
She's very drawn to him.
Yeah, and then the third main character would be Tyler, played by Shia LaBeouf. And he's a fisherman kind of guy. Seems like he's grown up in that area. Mm-hmm. He lost his brother recently. That's part of his backstory. And he goes on the run. That's yeah. So that's a little backstory on the three main characters. And early on, you get introduced to everyone very quickly.
Right. Yep.
Zach quite cleverly escapes the nursing home right away, almost.
Yeah, within the first 10 minutes.
And he and Tyler meet up. I would say I think it was around the 15 to 20 minute mark, and then they go kind of
the journey, right?
They go on the lam together. They're as Tyler said in the movie, two bandits on the run.
Yep.
And go ahead.
And to your point, I think it starts really, really fast. Mm-hmm. And the directors do a really good job of portraying their vision. So they have a message to get to you, but they don't tell it to you. They let you understand it as the movie progresses, which is really rare in cinema these days. So it's like it just hits and it starts. It doesn't explain backstories. It doesn't tell you anything. All the things that he was able to deduce from the movie just happened in the movie, and we figured it out as we saw it. So it kept a quick pace. Mm-hmm. Movies like this typically run really slow for me. There's always lulls or parts of it where I think I could turn it off. But didn't. It was amazing.
It was great. It was great, and it like Chris just said, it moves fairly quickly, but not too quick, because I feel like, especially with the movie, I think the runtime was about 90, 95 minutes, 100 minutes. Quick. Like it was a quick hour and a half, and most movies that are that short, I have an issue with, because I feel like in that amount of time, you don't have the opportunity to tell the full story, especially with TV the way it is these days, where they're unfolding over 12 to 13 hours, and movies try to do it in 90 minutes to 2 hours. So anyway, yeah, it just it was paced wonderfully, I thought, and so yeah, I lost my train of thought.
No worries.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with that. I don't know. Fun fact about what Chris said about the directors. A little fun fact about these guys. They met Zach. It was two guys wrote and directed the movie. Tyler Nilsson, Michael Schwartz. They met Zach at a summer camp for people with disabilities, and they asked him through conversation what one of his dreams was, and it was to be a movie star. And they told him flat out that it probably wasn't going to happen, and it basically crushed him. And he's like, well, why don't you guys write me a movie? So they were like, all right. And they wrote this movie for him.
That's awesome.
And they did some test footage. They found out he could do it. He could hang. And they made the movie. They got all these stars attached, aside from Shia LaBeouf, who's huge. Side note about me, I'm a Shia fanboy. I mean, going back to...
Okay.
Children did, since Even Stevens, that's been my dude.
Okay.
Like I feel
holes.
like I
like holes.
Yeah, I feel like I grew up with him because I was like the age he was when that show was on. At least that's how I feel. So they got Shia LaBeouf on, Dakota Johnson, who I hadn't seen a lot with her. 50 Shades, I've never seen any of those movies. But I felt like I mean, I don't know what her acting chops really are, but in the movie itself, I just pointed at my TV like the movie's on right now, but because that's where I watched it. But I felt like she was great in the movie. I felt like she was so good. And then just a couple other people you'll recognize, maybe Bruce Dern, Thomas Hayden Church, John Hawkes, Yellow Wolf, and John Bernthal, who has a small role.
Also, shout out to Jake the Snake and Cactus Jack, Mankind.
I didn't know those guys.
Yeah, the actual wrestlers that were in the movie. So, spoiler alert: there's wrestlers in the movie.
Man.
So that's really interesting that you bring up the backstory, and I didn't know any of that until I got here. But that's why Ben's here, because he's gonna do all the deep research that I just didn't think to do. But it sounds like the making of the movie is almost as good a story as the actual story itself.
Yeah. I would say they became like a family, and I know this because, I mean, they said it in the behind the scenes stuff that I watched. But last year so maybe it was a little over a year ago the movie came out. But
it was 19 something.
It was 2019. Okay, yeah. So so during the awards circuit last year, they interviewed together. Shia and Zach went everywhere together.
Did it win anything?
No, but they were which is a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, not
because it's a good movie.
Not at any of the major ones anyway. But they presented together at the Oscars, which I was awesome. I love that. And they went on all the they did the late night circuit TV, the interviews, that kind of stuff. You can find that stuff on YouTube. Them going out and hearing Shia talk about the love that he has for that guy. He says he's never met anybody like him, and it's wonderful to see, man. The movie can't say I absolutely love the movie. I can't say enough good things about it.
And anybody that's ever interacted with anyone that has a learning disability of any sort, you understand the specialness that comes along with that. It's just their affinity for life. They're always happy. It's just they have it figured out, honestly.
Yeah.
They know how to smile at all times, and it's a rare thing in this world. So if you haven't seen it, definitely see it. It's super uplifting.
There are countless heartfelt moments. I feel like almost every scene has a moment where you're like,
man. It's not sad.
No, it's in a good way.
It's like happy.
Yeah.
Warm, heartwarming.
Heartwarming is the best way I think to put it.
And I laughed a little bit.
I laughed a lot. There was. Go ahead.
There's scenes that I probably shouldn't laugh at, but there were. Quick spoiler. When Shia LaBeouf
And if you
punched
don't,
kid,
yeah,
I was dying. He
Yeah.
just ran up. Whatever.
That's early on. I think
That scene was hilarious.
with it being that early in the movie, because that's right around the time they meet.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do our best, by the way. We didn't say this up front. We're going to do our best when we give these reviews to not spoil anything. Because I hate spoilers. Chris hates spoilers.
And I think we should be doing movie reviews to encourage people to either see a movie or not to see a movie. If you're doing a movie review with spoiler alerts, all you're saying is, I know you saw the movie too. Do you like my opinion? And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you based on what we saw if we think you should see it or not. Now you can disagree. I don't care. You can agree. Leave your comments.
Yeah.
Tell us what to review. I don't care. We'll figure something out, but that's why we're going to try to keep the spoiler alerts to a minimum.
If it comes up where we think it's something that people would be upset that we revealed it, we'll say, hey, maybe skip 10, 15 seconds forward.
Darth Vader's Luke's father.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I think we passed the statute of limitations
Yes,
on that one.
we'll determine what that is at a later date.
Yeah. But yeah, what Chris just said, I laughed hard as I was amped when he did that. I was like, fuck that.
I was laughing.
Fuck that little bully.
Julie and I were laughing.
Yeah. I mean, did she like it?
Oh, she loved it.
That's great.
And I'm excited for people to see it.
Yeah. There really are. I mean, it's most like happiness moment. I laugh, and it's okay to laugh. They address the elephant in the room. One of my favorite things about the movie is that everyone else in the movie treats Zach like a person with disabilities.
Yes.
And Tyler, Shia LaBeouf's character, doesn't. He treats him like a regular person. From the moment he meets him.
Yep.
He treats him like a regular person. And my favorite line in the movie, this is early on also, I wouldn't consider this a spoiler. There's a scene where Zach and Tyler have to cross this river together. Zach can't swim. And he says to Tyler, Tyler, am I going to die? And I'm going to read this off so I don't screw it up. But Tyler replies to him. He says, yeah, you're going to die. It's a matter of time. That ain't the question. The question is whether they're going to have a good story to tell about you when you're gone. Now, don't be a bitch. Let's go. And
that it's heartfelt because who else would say that to a person with Down syndrome?
Yeah.
And make it feel as heartwarming as it does.
Yep.
You gotta definitely check that scene out.
Check it out.
Well, check the whole movie out.
Check the whole movie out. Yeah.
I work with a guy. I actually never talked to him before. He was just in our office recently. And I was talking to the guy that sits next to me about this movie because I just watched it and I was astonished at how good it was. Honestly, I would never have seen it if it wasn't suggested to me. So I was like, yeah, I watched it. It was pretty good. And he came walking around the corner. And apparently he has 2 sons, both of them have Down syndrome.
Wow.
And he said he couldn't talk enough about how accurate the portrayal of that situation is.
Yeah.
And obviously the guy playing the role has Down syndrome, but it was like, he was like, it was so spot on. He was like, I was getting into scenes that I know people wouldn't because he deals with it with his kids every day. He said there's just scenes in the corn where they're arguing, and he's like, yep, that's spot on. That's exactly how it is. And I made a friend. So he subscribed to the podcast.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So hopefully he'll see this review then.
Yeah.
And,
shout out to you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So do we want to jump into our rating system and how we're gonna go about this?
We're gonna score these movies 1 through 10. It's gonna be figure skating style, like that hack Dave Portnoy from Boston. So it's gonna be 1 through 10. And I'm going to give you a description of what it means right now. We have it written down on the bottom of the Avengers Marvel scorecard thing. So a 1 through 1.9 is you turned it off almost immediately. A 2 through 2.9 is you watched most of it, but you still couldn't finish it. Wasn't your thing. A 3 through a 3.9 is you suffered through it to the end, so you did finish it, but obviously it's still not a good score. 4 through a 4.9 is a didn't like the movie. Like, I mean, whatever. It wasn't terrible, but I wasn't a big fan. A 5 through a 5.9, there's going to be things you liked and things you didn't. Like, yeah, there were some really cool scenes, but overall, whatever. Ups and downs. 6 through 6.9, it's a good movie. What do you think? I like it. I really liked it. It was a good movie. Now, a 7 through a 7.9 is going to be, I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend you watch it. So, if you like it, you tell other people to go see it, you're at least in the 7s, at least. 8 to an 8.9, you watch it multiple times. So, yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times. I really love it. That's an 8. Those are high numbers now. Then a 9 through a 9.9 would watch it anytime it was on. So anytime you're on television, if that movie's on, you know you're putting it on. These are some of your favorite movies of all time. That's what makes to the 9s. And now the elusive 10.
The Holy Grail.
The 10 of 10s. So, like figure skating and like Dave Portnoy, if you rate this a 10, then you think that there will never be a better movie. So it is the best movie that could ever be made. And the analogy he always gives, the figure skating analogy, if you're rating a figure skating match and a person does a triple axel perfectly and you rate them a 10, then the person after them comes out and does a quadruple axel and does it perfectly, you can't give them a better score than the person that did the triple. So it makes sense in the way we're rating it. So with that being said...
You did say you had a criticism. Do you want to give the criticism before you score it? Or
one criticism. There's one scene where he shoots a shotgun and he goes flying. It was just unrealistic for me. And like everything was perfect, and out of nowhere, he just shoots it and goes flying backwards. And I'm like, that's a little cheeky humor for me.
I laughed at it.
If he would have just fallen backwards or like fell over,
yeah,
I would have laughed the same amount.
Yeah,
I would have just the same amount, but he had to go back 4 feet. I don't know why. Didn't like it. That's the only scene of the whole movie that really I was like, shouldn't have put that in there. But other than that, pretty flawless. It was an amazing movie. Now with the rating system being explained to the people, what are you going to give it?
I'm going high. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. And I watched it. I couldn't wait for it to come out when it came out.
Okay.
I bought it immediately. Watched it then, and I've watched it twice in the last week.
Okay.
One of those times being this morning. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm going 9.3. High. Very high.
Really high.
Really high.
So according to this, anytime it's on, you're watching.
I'll watch it. I will watch it.
Hey, stand by it. He stands by that.
I've also never seen it play on regular cable, so I'm safe there.
It's
you know
fair.
what
I didn't know anything about this movie.
And that's a shame. It didn't get the press. Yeah, anyway.
No doubt. So we're going to give it its due. All 100 views of this.
If we could get to 100, I would be ecstatic.
So I'm going to give it like an 8.5.
Okay.
Now, granted, as amazing as it was, as flawless as it was, it's not a movie that I'm going to want to watch.
Okay.
A bunch. If I'm feeling down or I'm upset about something or I need to get some perspective in my life, sure, I'll put it on. But if I'm in like a feel good, let's go party, watch a movie, it's not hitting 9s for me.
Well, it doesn't, it's not one that I'm going to put on at a party. Like, I'm not going to be like, everybody sit down and relax. Like, everybody, but like for me, if I'm here or if I have Sam having a movie night here at the house, and it was like you'd never seen it, and I say, you have to see this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's how, like, this is one that you cannot miss. It's just, to me, it's that good.
That's
I mean,
fair.
it's full of love and happiness, and it just, again, I can't say enough good things about it.
It's like a modern day Huck Finn.
100%.
Said that a bunch.
I have that written down, and I even have the scene written down about the kid getting punched in the face. I love that too. I have that written down too. Yeah.
So we actually do agree on this one.
We're close. Yeah, we're
gonna
close.
Next week. I'm gonna throw out what movie we're gonna rate, and I don't know if we're gonna agree on the next one.
That's the other thing. Are we gonna tell people ahead of time what our next movie is gonna be?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then I think we also discussed maybe trying to take suggestions at one point in time.
Absolutely.
If we're struggling to like, what should we do this week, or we're gonna reach out and try to get some suggestions, stuff maybe that we both have never seen, or like this week I'd seen it, Chris hadn't. I'm waiting so patiently to see what our next movie is going to be.
So, yeah. and also, I would like to do new movies as they come out, but they don't have any new movies right now because the world just sucks. Fuck the world.
That was the other thing we discussed. We right now until the theaters start really up and running again, we're just going to try to pick some stuff that either recently released on Netflix or any of the streaming services that have movies. They
all suck.
There's
some production value issues with almost all of them.
Mm-hmm. They don't have the budget.
There's some good ones, but there's just little things, and that's where I'm gonna come in. If I think I could do better in specific areas, I will explain to you why I think I could do better.
Yep.
Not that I could, but I'm an arrogant piece of crap. Welcome to me, guys.
Man.
All right, so next week I want to watch Bayside Outlaws.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
No,
You
no.
have seen it, right?
I have seen it.
Okay,
And the reason
good.
I want to watch it
Good,
is because it's a very relatively unknown movie, and if I could give it a comparable, it's like a hillbilly version of Boondock Saints. And Boondock Saints had its flaws for me, for sure, but the concept was okay.
Can I say something about Boondock Saints? When that movie, I remember being in high school, and that movie was like the thing. Like everybody that I was friends with was like, "You guys, have you seen this yet?" Because I think that was like late '90s, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like 2003 when we started, my friends and I, like when we started our age group, like it was like a little ahead of us, but like word of mouth, somebody was like, "Have you seen it?" And then and we were all, I mean, just amazed by it.
Right.
I watched it, I want to say within the last 2 years, and I was like, it just did not hold up for me.
No.
It wasn't, I was
No.
like, damn, why was I so crazy about
It was
this?
an
It has its
original
moments,
concept,
yeah, it has
kind
its
of.
moments, but I was like, this is not
Yeah,
as good
yeah,
as I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, so, but that could be a conversation for another day.
And we also had Justin Slagle on. He recommended a couple movies that maybe I'll check. We'll decide if we want to check out. Like Lighthouse, he said was amazing. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that recommendation led us to talking about doing themed months, because we're going to try to do these, like Chris said, once a week. So with Robert Pattinson being slated as the new Batman, we thought maybe coming up we could do a Robert Pattinson one, look at some of his deep dives, not Twilight.
Figure out if he's a good actor.
I've never seen Twilight, but I have seen some of his other stuff.
Yeah, he's good.
That dude's got some chops.
And he gets a bad rep because of Twilight.
Because of Twilight. Same with I felt like Dakota Johnson. She's the 50 Shades of Grey girl. And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I haven't seen much of hers, but I loved her.
Well,
I loved everyone in this.
In keeping with themes, in Bayside Outlaws, it's centered around a person with special needs.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
It's not even close to the same as this
kind of movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
not even close.
All
but
right.
yes, it's centered around a kid with special needs.
Okay.
It's got Billy Bob Thornton.
That's my guy. I like him.
So,
all right, so I think we're starting to wrap up here. And one thing, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of my favorite podcasts.
grown GAC, probably.
Well, aside from these guys here,
You're affiliated
now that
with
I'm
it now.
affiliated,
Yeah.
it's my number one. But there's a podcast that I really like that it's really centered around movies. Comic has other comics on. They discuss movies, they have banter, and then they play a lot of games. One of my favorite games is just seeing how long someone can go naming movies that an actor has been in.
Okay.
The podcast, I guess I should shout it out, right? Since I'm referencing
Sure,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, the Doug Loves Movies podcast. And the game on his show, he calls it Last Man Stanton, and there's a whole story behind it, and I don't really care why. But I just like the game, and we haven't decided maybe what we're going to call this segment yet, but I think we're going to try to end with a game like this.
Okay.
And later down the road, hopefully we can maybe get some other people to play against us and
Maybe.
see if they can...
Yep.
Stomp us or outlast us when it comes to movies. So, and the part of that is that we can't know ahead of time who it is. So, for this first one, I got my wife, Courtney Grew, shout out Courtney Grew, is upstairs in the living room, to send me a name that she thought of, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to turn my phone over. And Chris was here when I called her. So, I'm going to turn my phone over, and we're going to have a name. I'll let Chris start, and we'll go back and forth. A couple rules to the game. Really, there's one main rule. You have to say the full correct title of the movie, right?
If I miss a you're gonna kill me.
I'm not gonna like a at the
You a
beginning.
stickler?
I'm not but so you can't say the one with the guy.
No, yeah.
Like the
it'll be up to your discretion to give it to me.
Right. So but you can't. But so here we go. Here's a great example that always gets screwed up. Right. Jurassic Park. Right. You got Jurassic Park. Then people want to jump on that. Jurassic Park 2. No, that's not the name of the movie. It's called The Lost World, Jurassic
It's
Park.
called The Lost World.
So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
I'm gonna
You can't-
lose, but that's okay.
We'll
That is
see.
Okay.
We'll see. It's easy in theory, I think, until you have to do it.
No, I don't think it's gonna be easy.
So this first one here, we could.
Bayside Outlaws is probably not even what that movie's called.
You know what? I think funny about this, Chris, when he recommended it like a week or two ago, I was searching. I was like, Chris, I cannot find this movie.
It's probably not.
And I think it's called something else. Actually, now that you say it, it's Baytown. Is it
I'm
Baytown?
terrible at names. I'm terrible. So
Yeah.
don't even.
Oh,
All
man.
right, good. That's funny.
Yeah. Is it?
Let's see what it's called.
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna figure this
gonna.
out.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na. It is called Can't find
It's
it.
all right. We'll figure it out, and you guys will know by next
It's
week.
probably Baytown Outlaws.
Yeah, it will. I mean,
Whatever, you'll know when we talk about it. It's
Yeah.
a good movie. If you Google something similar, what's that fucking guy's name?
You said Billy Bob, right?
Billy Bob.
It's called the Baytown Outlaws.
The Baytown Outlaws.
The Baytown Outlaws.
That's what I'm saying. Baytown Outlaws.
And if you guys are looking to watch it, I can tell you right now if it's streaming anywhere, since I have it up. The Baytown Outlaws.
We have an app that shows whether it's streaming.
Apple TV. Currently, it looks like it's streaming on Prime Video.
Prime Video.
So there we go.
Baytown Outlaws. I'm watching it this week. You get the review next week.
All right, so
Here we go.
here we go.
This actor.
We don't know what we're going to call the game yet, but the actor
We're keeping
is
score too.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Do I get to go
You
first?
go first.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Need the full title.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mhm.
And the Curse of the Black Pearl.
I'll take that. That's the first one.
Is that close?
That's good. No, that's pretty spot on. I'm gonna go Blow.
Oh, I was gonna go Blow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And here, actually, let me write these down.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's good. I'll take that. I'm gonna write these down as we go along. Let's see. Let's say Pirates 1. I said Blow. You said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. That's number 2.
Oh, we're just gonna do all of them.
Yeah, well, you can do.
Pirates
there's
of
5
the
of them.
Caribbean at World's End.
Okay, so that's Pirates 2 and 3 out.
Big Pirates fan.
Oh man, Johnny, Dead Man.
I can't confirm that.
No, it's
but I
real. It's
believe
real.
it.
Black and white. Jim Jarmusch directed.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
That's 5. Okay, Pirates 5. All right. Damn, what's the 4th one? Can I just get that out of the way right now? What's the fucking 4th one called? Pirates of the fucking Caribbean something. What is it? Pirates of the... God, that name... And you know what's amazing about that is Celine and I have been watching those.
Oh.
And I cannot think of the
Disney
4th
Plus,
one.
man. Get
That's
yourself.
what I've been watching. Johnny Depp. Oh, Black Mass. Recent. He
Black Mass.
He
Okay.
played Whitey Bulger. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Cameos
Damn,
count?
that dude. Yeah, they do. If they're
Right.
listen, if they're credited in it, it counts. Okay,
Right.
it counts. So 21 Jump. Finding Neverland. I'm gonna go Finding Neverland, where he played Jay, the guy who wrote Peter Pan.
Crybaby.
Oh yeah. Deep cut. It's really blowing my mind that I can't think of the Pirates 4. Man, it's crazy because Johnny's he's one of my favorite actors, and I'm like, now I'm starting to struggle. I'm starting to struggle
Yeah.
right now.
His wife sent one of his favorite actors. It's not set up.
It's
fine.
not set up. She may have. She does. I think she knows that I like him a lot. But, the Rum Diaries. The Rum Diary. Is it the Rum Diary?
I can't confirm it.
Rango. I'll go Rango. Yeah, I'll go Rango. He was.
Oh my god.
He was the little lizard guy. The
Okay.
gecko or whatever.
Donnie Brasco.
Oh man, killer! That's a good ass movie. I think that was actually an HBO movie when it first came out. Maybe not. I don't know if that was a major release. Donnie Brasco. Fuck, I think it's the Rum Diary, but I'm not 100% sure. Why am I struggling right now? This is crazy. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
been a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And people are gonna be watching this, screaming at their phones.
I hope so. That's the point.
Like,
that is the
how
point.
can you not say? But that's what. Damn. The Rum Diary. It's got to be the Rum
Alright.
Diary. I'm gonna say
Write
the
it
Rum
down.
Diary. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Rum Diary. If I'm wrong, then fuck me.
I can't think of it. I can't say the name.
Yeah.
It's. I might just pass. I'm probably not gonna try it.
Try it.
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, or some
Mr.
stuff like that.
Megorium's one. That's a movie, right? Was that the one?
It's where
Heath
Heath
Ledger-
Ledger died.
Yeah,
and
so
then
they-
Johnny Depp replaced him,
Mr.
and so did
Megorium's.
that other Jude Law.
Yeah. There was a lot of people that came in extra, right? I'm gonna accept it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure that's the title,
I think that's
Emporium. And I just had one, and it's gone now. I had one, and it's fucking gone.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Might be out, dude. Might be out. Why am I struggling so hard with this? Oh, Chocolat. That's a real movie. I promise.
I believe you.
Never seen it.
I believe you.
I remember the cover from Blockbuster.
Right
Forget what. Yeah, I don't know what the movie's about, but.
Alright, give me 10 seconds.
You got it, man. You got it. Take all the time you need. I think we're doing pretty good, actually. I can't believe I can't remember the fourth Pirates movie. I can't. It's blowing my mind right now.
I don't have one.
All right, that's it. All right, I'll take the first game. I'll take the first game.
1-0 Ben. It's probably gonna be just like the shotgun videos. Probably like 40-0.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to look that up and see what that fourth one is called.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
Leave your suggestions, comments, criticisms. I don't care. Anything
All
you
that.
need,
Yeah.
let us know.
Thanks, guys.